Quick disclaimer. Information in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and is not intended to be treated as medical advice. Always consult with your healthcare team before making changes to your diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication.
Something as simple as including a small amount of nuts each day provides a good source of soluble fibre, polyphenols and beneficial fats that help raise HDL cholesterol, lower LDL cholesterol and boost cardiovascular health.
Welcome to Type 2 Diabetes Talk, the place where we chat about what really works to treat type 2 diabetes and prediabetes naturally with nutrition and lifestyle. If you're looking to optimize blood sugar and A1C, lose weight, reduce medications, and improve your overall health, this is the place to be. Now, here's your host, Type 2 Diabetes Nutrition Specialist, Dr. Jetta.
Hello, wonderful people. Thanks for tuning in today for episode 44. In episode 42, we delved into understanding cholesterol and our body. Plus, we focused on busting a few of the predominating myths about cholesterol as well. September is National Cholesterol Education Month in the US, which is why covering the topic of cholesterol seemed like the perfect time to release a couple of episodes. It is, of course, a relevant topic at any time of the year. When surfing the Wild West web, the common narratives surrounding cholesterol will rear their ugly heads. Things like LDL is bad or that saturated fats are bad and will increase your LDL, so you should limit red meat and cheese. And you might even hear somewhere that you should limit your intake of cholesterol-rich foods like eggs. These are largely outdated, perpetuating narratives, as we covered in episode 42. It's important to understand the myths and misunderstandings about cholesterol so you can make informed choices about your nutrition plan, lifestyle, and medications. The objective of today's episode is to chat about practical nutrition strategies to rebalance your cholesterol levels and to bring high cholesterol levels down. So let's dive straight into this as we've got a fair bit to cover. Previously, we have talked about pre- and T2 diabetes and how they're conditions of an altered metabolism. High blood glucose, high insulin levels and insulin resistance. The altered metabolism and all of these things contribute to altered cholesterol levels, which often manifests as high triglycerides, low HDL, and potentially harmful small, dense LDL particles. An altered metabolism means that your body's process of converting food into energy is not functioning optimally, leading to imbalances in the way nutrients are utilised and stored. Keeping that in mind, the primary goal for improving cholesterol levels is to correct the underlying metabolic imbalances, particularly by lowering your blood sugar, which in turn lowers insulin levels, improves insulin sensitivity, and helps to rebalance nutrient utilisation in the body. How do you do that? You eat to treat diabetes. We covered this in episode 6 and what types of foods to eat, what types of foods to avoid or minimise. So you can go back and listen to that episode for all the details, and you can also get a copy of our food list by going to type2diabetestalk.com/food list. If you're one of our members, you can find the food list and other cholesterol resources inside the members site with the guides and in the members library. So here's the thing. A low-fat diet will not help rebalance your altered metabolism or to lower cholesterol, as might be commonly assumed. Research demonstrates that low-carbohydrate diets have the most significant effect on rebalancing an altered metabolism. Systematic review and meta-analyses of randomised controlled trials are considered the highest form of evidence, as they examine all data from clinical trials collectively to determine the effects. And when these reviews and meta-analyses look at low-carbohydrate diets compared to moderate or high-carbohydrate diets in people with type 2 diabetes, we always see more significant improvements in blood sugar and HbA1c and in clinical biomarkers related to cardiovascular disease. Increases in HDL cholesterol, decreases in triglycerides, improvements in LDL particle number and size, which indicates that LDL is switching from those harmful small dense particles to the neutral large buoyant particles we spoke about in the previous episode. And what we also see across these systematic reviews and meta-analyses, we commonly see medication reductions. And this indicates the significant metabolic improvements that a low-carbohydrate diet accomplishes, which other diets are not able to accomplish. These results demonstrated in studies are the exact things we most commonly see in our members as well. So we can confirm the outcomes of studies are indeed accurate. By following a whole foods, nutrient-dense, lower carbohydrate nutrition plan, you can rebalance your altered metabolism, and since everything is connected, you're not only reducing blood glucose and A1C, you're reducing circulating insulin in the body, you're improving insulin sensitivity, and this helps to reset the way your body metabolizes nutrients, rebalancing cholesterol as well, among other things, blood pressure, weight, and so forth. What you need to focus on first is getting the fundamentals of your nutrition plan in place. Again, we covered this in episode 6, so please go back and listen to that. But let's go over some of the foods to focus on cutting out of your diet if you want to improve cholesterol. Number 1 is trans fats. Trans fats are artificially created through the process of hydrogenating vegetable oils, which makes them solid at room temperature. They're found in many processed and fried foods, including margarine, baked goods like cookies, pastries and cakes, and snack foods. Trans fats are known to increase oxidized LDL cholesterol while lowering HDL cholesterol, which is a harmful combination that significantly increases the risk of heart disease. Also, trans fats promote inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which contribute to the development of atherosclerosis, which is the build-up of plaque in the arteries. The second food to cut from your diet is added sugars. Added sugars, especially those found in sugary drinks, sweets, and many processed foods, contribute directly to higher triglyceride levels and lower HDL cholesterol. Excess sugar in the diet can lead to fatty liver, increased very low density lipoprotein production, and a rise in small dense LDL particles. High sugar intake also promotes insulin resistance. The third thing is excessive omega-6 polyunsaturated fats in the diet need to be cut down dramatically. So one blanket statement we often hear is that increasing polyunsaturated fats is better for cholesterol, but that's not necessarily the case. While consumption of polyunsaturated fats may reduce LDL cholesterol, research shows it can result in oxidized LDL. And that's not what we want, as the oxidized LDL increases risk of heart disease. The main issue here is there are two different types of polyunsaturated fats, omega-6 and omega-3. Omega-6 fatty acids, while essential in small amounts, can become problematic when consumed in excess, particularly in the form of processed seed oils like soybean, corn, vegetable and safflower oils, for example. And these oils are commonly used in processed and fried foods. A high intake of omega-6 fats can lead to an imbalance omega-6 to omega-3 ratio, and that promotes inflammation and can increase the oxidation of those LDL particles, contributing to atherosclerosis and heart disease. So we've covered trans fats, added sugars, and omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. And where are all of these things primarily coming from in the modern diet? in highly processed foods. Highly processed foods often contain a combination of the above problematic ingredients: trans fats, added sugars, and omega-6 fats, along with refined carbohydrates, among other things. Processed foods are typically low in nutrients and high in empty calories, contributing to poor metabolic health, contributing to an altered metabolism. And we know all the research points to the fact that regular consumption of highly processed foods is associated with increased risks of obesity, insulin resistance, pre- and T2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. What you need to do is cut out the majority of processed foods from your diet. That is absolutely essential. Focus on getting the fundamentals of your nutrition plan in place by following a whole foods, nutrient-dense, lower carbohydrate nutrition plan, a plan based on fresh foods, lots of vegetables, proteins, and natural fats found in fresh foods. When following a lower carbohydrate nutrition plan, it is common for fat intake to increase, and this concerns people as they think their cholesterol levels will go up. To emphasise again though, the most common result we see from following a low-carb diet is a reduction in cholesterol levels. Triglycerides go down, HDL cholesterol goes up, total cholesterol either goes down or stays the same. That's not an issue anyway, as it essentially means nothing. LDL cholesterol has a tendency to stay the same. However, the LDL particle size often increases, large fluffy particles, and the LDL particle number goes down. More large particles equals less overall particles, and all of these things are good things. There is a small percentage of people, of course, who may experience elevations in LDL cholesterol when adopting a low-carbohydrate diet or during other lifestyle changes. If that's you, there are some avenues you can explore to help determine your risk of heart disease, starting with that extended lipid panel we discussed in episode 42, as high LDL is not necessarily bad. It's also important to know that if you're in a weight loss phase, your cholesterol may be all over the place. Since cholesterol is essentially stored in fat cells, when you lose weight, you may temporarily have a higher circulating amount of cholesterol. You might also see HDL cholesterol temporarily go down during a weight loss phase. Over time, as your weight stabilises, your cholesterol levels typically balance out and improve with normalised triglycerides and increases in HDL, reflecting the overall benefits of your healthier nutrition plan and lifestyle. So, if you see fluctuations in your cholesterol numbers during a weight loss phase, it's usually a temporary effect that aligns with your body's adaptation to fat loss. This is definitely something to keep in mind and to discuss with your doctor as well, should this issue arise. The message is again though, focus on getting the fundamentals of your nutrition plan in place by following a whole foods, nutrient-dense, lower carbohydrate nutrition plan. And over time, that usually resolves the cholesterol issues. Triglycerides can decrease rapidly when you cut out sugar, refined carbohydrates, and reduce your overall carbohydrate intake. And this improvement occurs because lowering your blood sugar and insulin levels reduces the body's tendency to store excess energy as fat. And interestingly, the production of triglycerides requires a glycerol backbone, which is generated from glucose or sugar. So by reducing the availability of glucose in the bloodstream, your body has less substrate to form new triglycerides, leading to lower levels in the blood. And this process not only improves your triglyceride levels, but also supports better overall metabolic health. Aside from getting the fundamentals of your nutrition plan in place, are there additional things we can do to improve cholesterol? Of course, the answer is yes. The majority of cholesterol production occurs internally, inside your body, and has not much to do directly with the food you eat. For example, cholesterol in eggs won't raise blood cholesterol or lead to higher LDL bad cholesterol. With that said, you can manipulate your diet to alter metabolism and therefore influence cholesterol production to some extent. And there's also evidence to show some foods can manipulate cholesterol production in our body over time. For example, eggs have been shown to raise HDL, good cholesterol, with no negative impacts on other cholesterol parameters. We covered eggs in episode 13 if you want to discover more about that.
Get proven, practical support to lower blood sugar, weight, and medication. Check out Dr. Jetta's programs and services at type2diabetestalk.com/programs.
Down to ways you can further modify your nutrition plan to support healthy cholesterol. By eating a healthy, low-carb nutrition plan, you're going to naturally be consuming a range of healthier fat sources from various meats, dairy, seafood, nuts and seeds, and so forth. And that's a good thing. In terms of meats, there is no research showing fats found naturally in meats negatively impact cholesterol. That includes red meat, as all meats contain mostly monounsaturated fats, something you'll learn more about in next week's episode. In terms of dairy products, the current body of research suggests dairy products, including full-fat dairy, have no significant effect on cholesterol levels in the majority of people with type 2 diabetes, especially within the context of an overall healthy nutrition plan, such as we're covering here today. A couple of fat modifications you can make, however, you can focus on consuming more monounsaturated fat. Foods high in monounsaturated fat are things like olive oil, hazelnut, almond and macadamia oil, avocado and nuts like macadamia, hazelnuts, almonds and pecans. And evidence on monounsaturated fats show they can be beneficial to raise HDL levels, and we also know they are very heart-healthy fats in general. Another beneficial strategy is to regularly include omega-3 fats in your diet, such as those found in salmon, tuna, sardines, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Omega-3 fatty acids are known to help lower triglyceride levels in the blood, which is crucial because when triglycerides decrease, HDL tends to increase. And this dual benefit not only improves your overall cholesterol profile, but also enhances heart health by reducing the risk of atherosclerosis and other cardiovascular issues. Moving on from the fats, let's look at other things. Eat lots of non-starchy vegetables, lots of them. Studies have shown vegetables improve cardiovascular risk overall, and they can help lower LDL and increase HDL. Vegetables provide us with fibre of different kinds along with vitamins, minerals and compounds that support improved health. Including a small amount of nuts each day, around 1 to 2 ounces or 30 to 60 grams, is a great way to get soluble fibre, polyphenols and beneficial fats. In people with T2 diabetes, studies have found that walnuts and cashews can help raise HDL, while almonds have been shown to lower LDL. Other nuts such as pistachios and hazelnuts are also beneficial for cholesterol and cardiovascular health. Including plant sterols in your eating plan is another way to influence cholesterol. Plant sterols, also known as phytosterols, are structurally similar to cholesterol and they can block the absorption of cholesterol in the digestive tract. When you consume foods rich in plant sterols, they compete with cholesterol for absorption in the intestine. This reduces the amount of cholesterol that enters the bloodstream, leading to lower LDL cholesterol levels. Almonds, walnuts, pistachios and sunflower seeds are excellent sources of plant sterols. Consuming vegetables contributes to plant sterol intake, particularly cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. Beans and legumes are good sources of plant sterols as well. Just keep these to small portions when including them in meals because they are quite high in carbohydrates. And in terms of plant sterol supplementation, well, there are mixed results with some studies showing great benefits for LDL while others don't. And there's also some concerns about plant sterols oxidising in the body from supplementation along with weight gain in some people. So in this case, getting plant sterols from including a wide range of foods is the best strategy. Supplementing with soy protein isolate or consuming soy protein has been shown to reduce LDL cholesterol and improve cholesterol ratios. We're talking foods like tofu, tempeh, textured vegetable protein or edamame, or a soy protein isolate, which is a type of protein powder. Dietary fibre is very important, particularly foods high in soluble fibre, which help lower blood cholesterol by binding bile and removing cholesterol out of the body, helping to lower LDL and increase HDL, along with decreasing triglycerides. Use psyllium husks and whole flax seeds in a nut-based breakfast cereal or smoothie, as these are rich in soluble fibre with proven benefits for cholesterol and improving blood sugar and metabolism too. Soluble fibre can also be found in artichoke, asparagus, winter squash, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, onion, carrots, blueberries, beans, legumes, and nuts and seeds. Other foods highlighted across research that may also provide benefits for lowering LDL cholesterol are avocados, turmeric, the spice, and green tea. Be sure to check your vitamin D status because we know levels can be compromised in many people living with pre- and T2 diabetes, and studies show improvements in triglycerides, total cholesterol, and increases in HDL when vitamin D is supplemented. Lastly, one of the overriding benefits of eating a healthy low-carb nutrition plan is the diversity of natural whole foods it provides, all of which support beneficial gut bacteria. In the gut, we have trillions of different bacteria that support better cholesterol by influencing cholesterol metabolism, absorption, and excretion. By eating a nutrient-rich diet, you encourage a healthy gut microbiome, and this can aid in the conversion of cholesterol to bile acids and facilitate the excretion of cholesterol, thereby lowering LDL levels. And remember, it's not just about lowering LDL levels, but ensuring that those particles are the large buoyant particles and not the small dense ones. And that's what eating a healthy low-carb nutrition plan can help to do as well. Of course, we're all individuals, so cholesterol management can vary from person to person. And while these recommendations work for the vast majority of people, there are some cases where further adjustments may be necessary and can be made. Of course, if you're concerned about your cholesterol, talk to your doctor about getting an extended lipid panel to determine the functionality of your cholesterol so you can get a clearer picture, because as we shared back in episode 42, a single snapshot of numbers doesn't give us enough information, especially when we're thinking about things like LDL cholesterol. Overall, when it comes to addressing high cholesterol and an altered metabolism, you want to start by evaluating your current diet and see where you can cut out processed foods. Go back and listen to episode 6 on what to eat to treat diabetes and get a copy of our food list at type2diabetestalk.com/food list. Begin making small changes to your nutrition plan today, focusing first on the added sugar, refined carbs, and processed foods that contain trans fats or omega-6 fats, for example, and work on the fundamentals of your nutrition plan. And use all the recommendations we've outlined here today as well, and you will see incredible improvements in your overall health. For members listening, you can find cholesterol resources inside the members site under Guides and by searching the members library. We'll also include a range of links to those cholesterol resources alongside episode 42 in the members library. I hope you found this information useful and it helps you to deal with your cholesterol issues. That's all for now. Take care until next week. Dr. Jeddah, over and out.
Thanks for tuning in to Type 2 Diabetes Talk. Please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform. And for episode replays, episode notes, and more, visit type2diabetestalk.com. New episodes are available Tuesdays, 10 a.m. US Eastern Time, or your time zone equivalent. Thanks again. We're truly grateful to be a part of your life and help make a real difference.